What's up, YouTube? CFX here back with another video. And I know it's been a while, it's been a good little minute, but I wanted to come back to you guys and kind of drop some good tips for you guys when you guys are trading and things like that. Today we're pretty much going to go over consistent setups that allow you guys to win, and also I wanted to go over like how to adjust in the market and things like that. So we're going to cover those two topics, starting off with gold first. So this week coming into it, we was looking for gold to kind of bounce off this uptrend that it's been in ever since January the 28th of this year, 2022. So we was, just watching gold, and I was thinking, it's probably going to come back down, retouch around this area and bounce off and go back up or go back into buying. Also, if we go to the daily chart, it looks like let me clear some stuff up real quick. I'm gonna have my drawings. So it kind of like this was the trend right here, right? And then right here was the retest. So it also looked like a retest of the break of this resistance as well. So we had like a retest of resistance that had just been broken, and also the retest of the uptrend that it was in. And also it hit a important fib level that could have possibly pushed it back up as well. So we had all of that going on. So how come the market did not go up? Or what do you do even when the market, kind of goes against everything that you have? So in this case, we could see as it was coming to our trend line right here in this area that we wasn't getting that much of like a bullish push off, right? We didn't get a hard rejection like we did out of this support with this candlestick right here, right? We didn't get nothing like that. Although we did get like a very strong wick rejection, and then we got this little bullish candle right here. It ended up coming right back down, and then once it actually touched the trend, it didn't really move that much more than that. So seeing that right here is a clear indication that, okay, the market is probably going to break through this trend, right? It's probably about to break through this trend. So that's why it's very important to wait for your candlestick confirmations as well and see like how the market is about to react before you actually hop into the trade and take the trade. But the market ended up pulling all the way down into my 61.8 fib level, and then that was when it finally went up. So I had a fib level for the major trend, right? Once it had broke this downtrend right here that it was in, I set my fib from the low to the high. So I set it all the way up to, I believe it was this high right here, and it ended up coming all the way back down to that fib level. So actually move down a little bit, there you go. And then readjust it. All right, so now you guys can see it a little bit better. I'm talking about this 61.8, this blue line right here. So on major structure, the market ended up coming all the way down to this 61.8, and then that was when it started back up. So very, good fib trade right there. But that was basically how you could adjust. Like if it ended up, or since it ended up breaking through here, we saw that we didn't have a trade. All right, so where could the market end up going to next? That's when you would usually bring out your fib, use your retracement levels, whichever one you guys like to use. I know some big ones that about everybody uses is 38.2, 61.8, and some people use the 50 as well, but I don't really use the 50 like that, just to be honest. But yeah, once they ended up breaking through there, that's when I ended up going to my major structure fib and started looking for places that the market could end up possibly going to next. So that was how we ended up here, and that's a buy signal for that right there. So that's a little adjustment trade. Now, some trades that are like basically consistent setups that you guys can take are breaking retests, honestly. So here like all of these wins that we got right here are nothing but break and retest. Even here on gold, we just broke the downtrend, but also it had broke a resistance right here. So it created a higher high and a higher low right here on the retest of the downtrend that it just broke, and the retest of the resistance that it just broke right here. Let me highlight it for you guys. So we got this retest right here. It came back down, created a high, it went up, created a higher high, and then created a higher low right here at the retest. So that's a very consistent setup that you guys can trade. And that's honestly all we traded all the way up to that 2000 mark on gold. So we took this first buy right here, and then we ended up missing this one, even though we could have held. We had every reason to hold this trade and continue to trade it, but ended up, we took profit. We was very happy and grateful for the profit that we did get. So we ended up closing out of it. And I was actually looking to re-enter this trade again. I wanted to come down and retest because it ended up breaking this high right here, creating a higher high, and then it ended up shooting all the way up to here. But guess what? It did eventually end up coming back down and retesting it right here. And then it started back on its uptrend. So that is where you could have re-entered this trade once we had took profit right here. Let me highlight that for you guys so you guys can see that as well. So this was the high, and it came back and retested it right here. And this is where your entry would have been at. So let's say you did miss all of this. It's okay. It ended up coming back down. It retested right here. Could have entered right there for the buy. Also, it tested right at the uptrend. So don't forget the uptrend that we've been in this whole entire time. This uptrend right here. It ended up testing that uptrend as well. So that's another confluence. Now, ended up getting right here, and the market was creating higher highs. So we had the market come down here, higher low, higher high, and then here it kind of consolidated a little bit, but it never did create a lower low. So there's no need to look for the opposite signal. If it does not end up breaking the previous low, then it's not about to reverse. The buy is still valid. So here we ended up coming right back down to that level and bounced off of it again, which means the buy was still valid since it did not break the previous low, and ended up creating a higher high or resulting in a higher high. So once it ended up breaking this high right here and this resistance, that was when we were looking for the retest, and we ended up getting it right here, and we took that buy. Another break and retest type of trade, a very consistent setup, guys. So during this period as well, we were having, you guys know that we are in an uptrend. That is our primary trend. So when trading, you guys can have a primary trend and a secondary trend, right? So here we had our primary trend, which was the uptrend. That was our main trend that we was in. But on minor structure, we were in a downtrend right here, which is what I have marked up. So on that downtrend, we were really just waiting for a break of structure. That's why we only took that buy up to here, because we knew that the market was going to go up to here, but we wanted to see how the market was going to react once it got back up to this trend line. So once it ended up getting to this trend line, it ended up breaking through. Great. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Now let's wait for our retest and our rejection. And that's exactly what we ended up getting. We got the rejection. Well, we got the retest right here. It consolidated. It did not want to break back below this level, which is a great confirmation that it's going to respect that resistance, turning it into a support. So it's going to respect that support level, and that's exactly what ended up happening, and continued to buy. Break and retest. That one was a break and retest of the trend, but it also broke and retested the resistance that had turned into a support. Very, very, very common setup, guys. And then here, we not only broke this high right here on minor structure, but we ended up breaking the previous high on major structure as well. So once we ended up breaking that high, guess what? We're waiting for the retest. So ended up breaking this high right here. It broke out of a very strong resistance that it has been in for a very long time, or that had been set there for a very long time. And just to show you guys how long that resistance had been there. Let's fix our charts real quick. All right, so the last time that it had been up to that point of this huge gray area, which is the resistance that I'm talking about, was January the 6th of 2021. So it had not been up to this level ever since January the 6th. That's a very long time, guys. So we ended up, once we saw that break right there, we knew that it had to come back and retest it, which is exactly what happened right here, as we can see on the 4 hour. But once I go down to the 1 hour, you guys can see it more clearly. So it broke this resistance, came back and retested it right here. It wicked out, which is a very great confirmation that we like to see, y'all. We either like to see momentum slowing down, or we like to see a wick rejection on the retest. Right here, we got a big wick rejection, and that continued to buy up. So that's where we entered for that trade, another break and retest, like the past 4 trades that we went over so far. So break and retest is a very, very, very good way to trade, and you can even see it right here as well. It broke above this resistance, retested it, continued to buy back up. So that was a trade in its own right there. Even right here on minor structure, we have a break and retest for the sale. So the market was creating lower highs, and then right here it ended up creating a lower low. If I spread this over, so boom, this was our previous low, ended up coming back up and then broke through it right here. So it broke through the low and came back and retested it, but also as it retested the previous low, which was our support that has now become a resistance, it also retested the downtrend, and it continued to sell off. So it works the same way for a buy and a sell. Very, very, very great way to trade, very easy concept to understand. And just to draw it out for you guys, just so you guys can see, I'll go up here and do it. So to sum up what we just went over, we really just went over the break and retest. So the market, let's say the market is moving in an uptrend. We got higher highs, higher lows. Boom. Right. And then we have our uptrend. Probably going to be ugly, but it's all right. All right. So this was our previous, or this is our higher high right here from here to here. So we have a higher high and a higher low, right? So basically what we are trading with on the break and retest is a continuation. We're trading the continuation, right? So here we, like I just went over, we got the market creating a higher high and a higher low. So what we want to see is the market break this high right here, as it did right here. So it created a higher high from here to here and a higher low from here to here. Now, as it created that higher low, that low ended up coming back down and retesting the structure that it just broke, which was our resistance, now becoming a support right here. Now, as it retested this area of structure, which is now our support, it also retested the uptrend, right? This is what we call confluence, when multiple things line up. Now, it ended up creating higher high and a higher low. So we know that the market is about to continue in a buy, but we also had the retest of structure, which was our high that it just broke. It came back and retested it, creating a higher low, and then it continued on to buy. And you repeat that same step. The market just created a higher high, so we know that the market is about to continue on in the uptrend. It just broke our previous high, which was our resistance, and then it also created a higher low, which has now become our support. right here. And as it was doing that, it ended up retesting our uptrend as well, right? So that's a very easy way to trade, guys. That's a very easy concept of the break and retest. Now, let's say you're another thing as well. Let's say we're in the uptrend, right? And then we ended up breaking that uptrend. Right here. So let's say we were in an uptrend and you guys are wanting to trade the reversal. So here we had a higher high and a higher low, right? And then we ended up going into a higher high. But as the market was coming down, and instead of retesting this trend and retesting the area of structure that it just broke like it did right here, it ended up breaking through, which ended up breaking the downtrend. This is what we call a break. So it broke the downtrend and it ended up coming back and retesting the opposite side of like how this will go. So instead of our higher low retesting our previous higher high, our new lower high ended up retesting our previous higher low. Hopefully that did not confuse you guys. But what I'm saying is the market ended up creating a lower low instead of creating a higher high, a higher low right here, which means the market has potential to reverse now. So since the market has created a lower high and a lower low, the market could potentially reverse. And that is what you usually see every time before the market ends up going in the opposite direction. If it's going in an uptrend, this is what you will see when it's about to start going in a downtrend and it's about to sell off. If it's going in the downtrend, vice versa. And I will show you guys that in a little bit as well. But this is another version of the break and retest that you guys can trade. One of my favorites. Let's go over the sell scenario now. So that let's say we got this going here. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So the market is in a downtrend, creating lower highs and lower lows. Right. So it's the same principle. If you're trading the sell, you guys want to wait for lower highs and lower lows to form. So here we had a lower low and a lower high, and then the market ended up breaking through our previous lower low, resulting in another lower high and another lower low. Now, as it created this lower low from here to here, on the retest, we want to see it come back and retest the previous lower low, resulting in a lower high from here to here. All right. So that is that's a way that you could know the continuation of your downtrend, saying that from here to here. If you guys are trading the continuation. So let's go over, the sell technique. Let's say the market is moving in a downtrend. Boom. All right. It's going in a downtrend, but instead of coming back and retesting that downtrend and respecting it and selling off, it ends up breaking through. Boom. And then going up like that. So we got this going on. Boom. That's our downtrend. Ended up breaking through. Instead of creating a lower low and a lower high, the market ended up creating a higher high and a higher low on the retest of the area of structure that it just broke, which was our previous lower high and our resistance that has now become a support for this area of structure over here. So like I said, the market was creating lower lows, lower highs, and then instead of creating more lower lows and lower highs, the market ended up reversing, breaking our downtrend and creating a higher high. And then it ended up coming back down and retesting our previous area of structure, which was our lower high, came back and retested it, creating a higher low, and the market ended up continuing to buy up. So that's another version that you guys, or another setup that you guys can trade. All of these are what we call break and retest. These are just different versions of the break and retest, guys, and ways that you can adjust in the market. So like, let's say here, like this happened to me this week actually, where I was looking for the buy, right? We were trading with the trend, we were looking for the buy, but it ended up breaking through. All right, simple. We adjust. Instead of looking for the buy, now we look to see if the market is about to get ready to sell. How do we look for that? We look for where the market comes back and retest. If it comes back and retest our previous higher low, resulting in a lower high right here and a lower low, and it rejects off of this level right here, then we know, okay, we can probably take a sale for like 50 pips, 50 to 100 pips. Vice versa for the sale. If you were looking for the sale at first, and then it ended up breaking through the sale, and now the market is about to reverse, this is how you can look for the buy signal now. So very simple ways to trade, guys. Very simple ways to adjust in the market as well. And some easy ways to trade the market if you guys are new to it, but it takes a lot of patience and a lot of discipline as well, because you guys have to trade what you see and not what you hope the market will do. So trading what you see does take a lot of patience. If there's not a setup, do not take it. You know, we do not take every single trade that we mark up. The reason why, because if we do not see everything lining up the way that we want, then the trade is not valid. You know what I'm saying? So that's some things that I want to leave you guys with. But hopefully this video helped you guys and you guys enjoyed it. If so, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.